Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Breakdown the Prediction number 9. This is the RRT Boxing Show. I am your host, Mr.A, on a nice, warm, cool, breezy morning of June 14th. And later on today, Golden Boy Promotions will be doing a fight on Espn. I wanted to make this video a lot sooner, but hey, life happens. Now this is a double-header prediction of the whole card. It's that of two vacant titles. The co-main event between Edgar Valerio taking on Manny Robles III. That is for the vacant NABF Featherweight title. In doing this fight research, I wasn't too thrilled about this card. I wasn't actually going to do it. I thought about it, then I didn't, then I did, then I didn't, then I did. But few subscribers show some interest in this fight, and I'm pretty sure there's some more. So I don't know if it's just they like boxing, or some people. I think some of these fights are just on any little money bet pool. And then the co-main event is Mosito Yesca taking on the youngster Robert Manzanarez. Is that his name? Robert Manzanarez. Manzanarez. Crazy ass last names. And that is for the vacant World Boxing Organization NABO Lightweight title. Now we will get into the co-main event. Edgar Valerio taking on Manny Robles III. This is going to be I think a interesting fight. Interesting fight here. You got both these guys are undefeated. Manny Robles comes in at 15-0 with 7 KOs. You got Edgar coming at 13-0 with 8 KOs. 24 years old, 23 years old for the 5'8" Edgar, the 5'7" Manny. This is gonna be, to me, power slugger versus a boxer puncher. And I'm saying Manny is the power slugger, and obviously Edgar is the boxer puncher. Now, going on how I'm going to break these fighters down, the leg movement, the defense, and the offense output. For the legs, I'm going with Edgar. I think he's better at resetting his opponents. I think when he hits, he doesn't stay still. He hits, then he moves, constantly making his opponents, reset their feet. He's good at changing angle. I think while Manny is a pressure fighter, he's gonna try and make Edgar uncomfortable and just come forward, kind of like a Chavez Jr., Sean Porter, not in that type of speed, but he's a pressure fighter. Just come forward, try and make you punch and fight at a rate you're uncomfortable with. So leg-wise, feet movement, leg-wise, I'm going with Edgar on that one. I think he used the ring more, and I think he'll have Manny make him chase him around the ring. Defensively, they both get hit with hooks. Edgar's biggest flaw right now is he gets hit with a right hook. Manny, the fact that he's coming right in front of you, he's there to be hit as well. Any pressure fighter is there to get hit. He don't slip punches too well. His defense is his pressure and his punches. Just for the fact that I don't like how hard Egger gets hit with some right hands, I'm going to go. But he has that movement where he kind of. I lean with Egger on this one as well, but he gets hit with hooks a little too clean for my liking. And going into the offense, Manny throws hard. He throws his punches a lot harder than Egger does. So power, I'm going with Manny just in the for blow how he throws hard. Manny throws his punches a lot harder. Now jab for jab, I go with Egger. Where it goes as far as an overall punch coming, uppercuts, hooks to the body, double up with a right hand. None of them quite do that. Like I said, they're only 13-0, 15-0. But overall, more, I say, offensive savvy, I think Egger is. Manny throws hard as hell. Egger seems to set his shots up a little more. Seems to set his work up a little more than Manny kind of goes for it. And Egger seems to see the bigger picture and sets it up and breaks you down to beat you up. Now, in saying so, my prediction for this fight is, and the new NABF Featherweight title is going to be on the waist of Egger Valerio. I think he works behind a jab better than Manny Robles. Manny Robles, like I said, is a power puncher. He's going to bring the pressure. Now, can he knock Egger out? Yes, he can, especially the way Egger gets hit with right hooks. And Manny throws hard as hell. But I'm going to lean with Egger's movement. His feet work is going to make Manny chase him around the ring. And Manny's going to be mid-range guard, trying to get in there. I said, Manny don't work behind a jab too much unless they worked on it in camp. The fights I've seen, he has a jab. But he just seems to walk in more than he jabs himself in. And I think he's just going to be walking into a nice pump and jab machine of Egger. Egger understands the importance of his jab. He's going to use his height. He has that 1-inch height advantage. He has a good jab, and I think he's just going to have Manny walking into a jab for majority of the fight and winning on points. Now, moving on to the main event, Marcito Gesta, the Filipino, taking on the Mexican star, Manzanarez. The reason why I say Mexican star, in watching this guy's fights, it was revealed that he is a television star down in Mexico. He main events the TV fights. You know how he's main eventing this, even though he's the opponent on this card in Mexico, he's in the shoes of Gesta. He is the main event guy. So he's 23 years old, and this is again for the vacant WBO NABO Lightweight title. Gesta comes in at 5'7" and 68 reach. Robert comes in at 5'7" with a 71-inch reach. 23 years old, now with a young kid, handle the veteran of 30 years old, Gesta, how will he handle his first big American televised spotlight? Will he choke? Gesta's 31-2 with 2 draws, 17 knockouts. You got Robert, who's 36-1 with 29 knockouts. Now, you're given that majority of his fights were in Mexico and probably given a little cushioned, but still you knock out who's in front of you. And if you're knocking him out, you gotta have some pop. Like now, in his fights, I've seen he has pop. It's not 29 knockouts, but he has pop. Now, Gesta, this fight right here, Golden Boy, you said Golden Boy just got the Canelo fight signed, so they're really happy about that. But Golden Boy is pressing hard for future stars. All they have is Canelo, making a lot of their money, and they're hoping the young Ryan Garcia could come through. They don't want to push him too fast because they want to try and build him up, make an investment. And this guy right here, Robert, I think they're banking on the same thing. I think they're hoping they found a nice future money ticket in this guy. So my personal opinion, I think Golden Boy believe they're better off with Robert winning than Mercedo. If he wins, okay, he wins. But they're better off winning if Robert wins. Now, it's up to him to prove that. Now, in this fight, it's Southpaw versus Southpaw. Gesta is going to be inside. He's going to be in there digging the body work. He doubles up on the hooks to the body, up to the head. He has the hand speed. He bends down, and it gives a little angles. He's going to be there to fight and fight and fight. But when it comes to feet and legs, he bounces around pretty good on his feet. He's light on his feet, but I don't think he moves as well as boxing movement as Robert does. Robert, moves around, sets himself up. While Gesta, he's in and out on his feet. He's light on his feet, and he just comes in. So I like the movement of Robert more than Gesta. I think Gesta he's there and he's going to jump in front of you to be hit. Defensively, I think Gesta's a little more slippery at the waist. I think he dodges punches better than Robert does. Robert, he fights tall, 5'7". Even though they're both 5'7", Robert kind of fights pretty tall. He keeps a jab out there. It's a working jab. It needs to be worked on jab, but he uses it. And like I said, right now his defense is gap control, where I think Gesta could press you and slip punches and change his heights. I think Gesta has a little more defense. Punching power is Gesta. I think he throws harder. Jab, man, I'm gonna go with Robert. Even though it needs work, he pumps it out more. Punching combinations, Gesta throws in more flurries than Robert. Now, if Robert was to win this fight, I think he's got to move around the ring and make Gesta overreach. Because Gesta does overreach. We've seen it against Manzanarez, and then a fight before when he fought on Espn. I forgot who that fight was. It was Valerio. He was reaching in Valerio. I think, like I said, for Robert to win, he's gonna have to move around the ring, use that jab control, bait Gesta into overreaching, and then when he overreaches, work the body and come up. Where as far as for Gesta to win, I think he needs pressure Robert. Don't let Robert have the gap, and make Robert punch at a rate he doesn't want to fight at, and then just work his body. Because Robert's jab is suspect. He's either gonna snap it or he flicks it and he brings it down low. So it can be easily countered over the top. So if he push pressure on him and makes him fight at an uncomfortable rate, that mistake is going to be countered. and he'll probably knock Robert out. Now, who I'm picking for the new WBO NABO Lightweight Champion, I'm going with the upset here, folks. I am going with the upset. I believe Robert Manzanarez is going to out-jab Gesta to a victory. He's going to move, out-jab. He jabs at him. He comes under with a nice left uppercut to the body. I think he's going to do enough. He's going to tie up enough to get a split decision. If Gesta wins, I think Gesta's going to knock him out. But I'm going with the upset of a split decision. Robert Manzanarez is going to jab, move, and throw some body shots and get an upset victory here. This is Mr. A for Double RT Boxing, the Ready Talk Boxing Show. This card, watching the fights, I think these are going to be some interesting fights. I give this card, or at least those two fights, as a card. I'm going to give it a... On paper, I think these are B- fights. I think these are really interesting fights. Now, how does it perform and play out? We shall see on the post-fight recap. Thank you for tuning in, and hope to see you back on the post-fight recap or even sooner on another episode of the Double RT Boxing Show. Hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not. Thank you for your time and support.